What's up, dudes? Uh, this is a video about. Let's go to the rogue encampment. Excuse me. Whoa. My Holy Shock Zealer, who is now a level 87, and I think this is a pretty sweet paladin build, but it's one of okay. It's pretty interesting because I often function as a Zealer with roughly 40 wasted skill points, and I'll talk about that as I do the skills. Well, no, I'll talk about it as I do the run, probably, but in any case, skills I've got: Max Sacrifice, Max Zeal, 1 point into Holy Shield, and luckily I have enough plus skills to make it kind of worthwhile. That's all I need, and I can just kind of cast it every once in a while. Defensive Ores obviously resist lightning. Max that out as a synergy for your Holy Shock, which we've got maxed out. Now I've got kind of like 1 point into a lot of different auras. So I've got Redemption, which I think is super useful to have, and then I've got a point into Fanaticism. So I guess okay, we'll go over the gear. And I do these. Oh, and I also have a point into Sanctuary, and I have a point into each of these auras, just to help me deal with lightning immunes and just for different situations. My level 2 of the Worldstone Keep happens to have a lot of lightning immunes. Usually it's souls, beetles, and one more lightning immune. And this actually seems to not be one of those runs, interestingly enough. So this is one of the few runs where I don't have souls or beetles, or the winged like little bats that are lightning immune. And I used to just not have a point in. So souls I started dealing with by using Sanctuary. It would offer me a little bit more protection when I started walking into them. Because the knockback would help, and also it just does a lot of physical damage to them, so that was super nice. But then I was just walking around with Sanctuary Aura on, and that would not help me against 2 of the other lightning immunes, and my Merc would also get kind of murdered by the beetles sometimes. So then I put a point into Fanaticism. So running through the level 2, and sometimes the level 3, and then even through the Worldstone Keep if there are souls, I don't use Holy Shock a lot of the time. This is one of the few times where I can kind of shred through my enemies with Holy Shock. And then I also have Redemption. I haven't been using it, but it's nice to just kind of run through the bodies of my enemies, and you see, like, damn, I got a whole lot of points back to life right there. So, I've got Fanaticism, I've got Sanctuary kind of on switch, or just on hotkey. But if I'm using those, and I only have a 1 point into each of those, then I do kind of function, like I said, as a Zealer with 40 wasted skill points. So, the Holy Shock Zealer, I think, is really cool, though, is a pretty sweet build, because even though it's kind of, like, skill-hungry, like, there's another synergy, Salvation. Holy shit. These guys are fucking me up. Alright, okay. Let's see if we can get some life back. Damn it, he died. I don't usually have to use too many potions. These guys are pretty rough sometimes, though. Jesus Christ. And, my Merc is not quite as good as I'd like him to be. Alright, let's get some... So I try not to use potions kind of actively, which means that a lot of my mana resource management and like life management comes from life and mana steal, and then from my Redemption Aura. But against physical immunes and bone dudes, you just don't leech anything, so it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. What do I need? Nothing. Okay. Just my Merc. Well, now that we're back in town, actually, I'll talk about the gear. So, Crescent Moon, one of the better Holy Shock weapons. The -35 to enemy light resistance is pretty killer. Along with that, The 7% chance of static field is really nice. It's got pretty decent enhanced damage overall. Chance of open wounds and magic absorb is really nice. I put it in Phase Blade just so that I could reach max attack frames without using Fanaticism, just kind of normally. You need 75, so I've got 20, 20 from my Lang of Hands, 20 from my Andariel's Visage, and then 20 from the High Lord, so I got 80 overall. And that's really important to me to have max attack frames. Then I'm using the Lang of Hands, and I'm using these because they are just some of the best PVM melee gloves in the game. The 350 enhanced physical damage to demons functions mostly to enhance my lifesteal, actually, against demons. So that I know that if I'm fighting a large pack of demons, I don't really have to worry about dying that much because I'll be, like, leeching so much from them. That's the primary reason I'm using these, but the increased attack speed and high fire res is really nice as well. So yeah, let me talk about, like, the lifesteal. So I could have maxed Salvation, and it actually gives me quite a bit more damage than maxing Sacrifice. It gives me like 50 damage or 60 damage per point as opposed to like 10 or 20. But when I got to the later stages of Hell Mode, I was dying a lot, and I didn't know why, and I was like stacking lifesteal on myself, and then I realized it was just because I didn't have enough physical damage. So I just specced out of Sanctuary, or of Salvation altogether, and dump those points into Sacrifice. So I do less damage, but I do survive much better. So that's really important. And so I've tried to find lifesteal basically wherever I can, since I don't have that on my weapon. So I get that from the Andy's Visage. I get it from this pretty sweet rare ring I found, and then I get it from my Willem's Pride. This is actually kind of a controversial choice, I feel like. You know, a more obvious choice would be a Nose Coil, a String of Ears, a Dungos, or a, hell, even like an Arachnids for the skill point, or Thunder Gods. But I really like Mana Steel, which I don't have anywhere else. I was using a Vamp Gaze Helm for a while, but then I found this Andes, and I was like, fuck, I have to switch, because Andes is sick. The plus two to all skills is kind of like what seduced me. But anyways, I didn't have Mana Steel anywhere then, so I switched to the Wilhelms, because I can't stand not having Mana Steel. So, like I said, I've tried to just put a lot of Leech on this character. Obviously, we've got a Ravenfrost for the Cannot Be Frozen and attack rating. Attack rating on this character is relatively low. I have about 5k normally, and then I use the Demon Limb to boost up to 9k, which is not bad. That's, like, good enough for me. Most of my charms are, like, attack rating, max damage charms as well. Along with a couple resistance charms and lightning damage charms. I do play on Pluggy, so I have the Anilus charm, because I've killed Uber Diablo with this character. It's just a sweet thing. Like, this game is about having dope shit, so I just, you know, decided I'd keep it, even though this is not, like, a technically vanilla single-player item to have. But I don't use ladder-only rune words, so this is almost a full single-player build, sans the fucking Anilus charm. So then I've got this dope ring I found in the Worldstone Keep. Attack rating I need, life leech I need, strength and life, just dope shit to have. High Lord's obvious choice. I wanted to stack like as many plus skills on this character as possible too, so that was really nice. The increased attack speed helps. The Deadly Strike for the increased physical damage again is just very, very useful. And the Lightning Res. Andy's, damn, this is a sick helm. 2 skills, increased attack speed, lifesteal, strength, huge poison res. My poison res was pretty shitty before, actually, so it's kind of nice. It's like, you know, the least important part of this helm, but, like, nice nonetheless. Because the Vamp Gaze, I think I had, like, an rune in it, and it was good, but, you know, not as good. Yeah, I was like, what am I going to use this Andes on? And I was just like, fuck it. I gotta put it on something. This dude. Here it is. And then I've got a Haas. I don't have the runes for an Exile. you should probably use an exile if you have it, because the life tap is just so good. But I'll make one of those eventually. But you know, that has not been a thing for me yet. The boots actually gave me a lot of trouble when I was, well, not a lot of trouble. I didn't know what boots to use for a long time, so I actually didn't have a pair of gores when I was building this character. Um, and so I was like, do I want IK for attack rating and life? Do I want Inferno Stride just so that I have like 85 fire res as well as 85 light and poison res? I just thought that was cute. Or do I want the Goblin Toe for Crushing Blow? And this guy's boss kill was abysmally slow without Crushing Blow. It sucked. But you just run so fucking slow that I literally cannot stand it. So I was not using Goblin Toe, and I was using IK. Now that I have Gores, though, it really helps. I have two sources of percent damage now. I have my Static Field as well as my Crushing Blow, and even though it's only 15%, it like noticeably makes a difference, and it's super nice to have. This is one of my like higher geared characters. Like it's not super budget. I just was not able to find a super budget way to make this character, to be honest. You could, I mean, you could leech, or not leech, but like find most of the stuff you need from like a Nightmare Mephisto. Like as long as you had your Crescent Moon, you can get, you know, a Vamp Gaze, a Shaft Stop, a String of Ears. You know, you can use a Goblin Toe, some crafted gloves, and like, you know, a Sanctuary Shield or a Rhyme Shield, and be like pretty good to go. I am using Shaft Stop because after I stopped using the Vamp Gaze, I needed some physical DR, so that's why I found this. This is my only Shaft Stop, by the way, and it took me literally months to find this thing. I was so pissed, because I started running Nightmare Mephisto purposefully to try and get it for this character, and it just would not drop. It was such a dry run, it was awful. This thing's pretty sweet, though. I put a Thule rune in it just because it was the only resistance of mine that was just really shitty. Honestly, a Thule rune in there might be kind of a waste, but you do take pretty significant cold damage if your resistance is that low, so I'm satisfied with it at 56. Then once again, I've got a Demon Limb on switch along with a Sanctuary Shield just to keep my resistances up if I have to switch for some reason in the middle of this. And then yeah, so let me talk about when I kind of use all these different auras I've got on hotkeys. So normally I've got Zeal and Holy Shock. I do like to have Charge on my left key so I can just kind of shift click and run around with that. Let's just pick up a couple mana potions here. This has been a very easy run so far in that I have not needed to really use Resist Lightning or Sanctuary. Resist Lightning, I just found out. This is kind of sweet. So when I haven't gotten to the souls yet, so here's the thing. I have 85 light res. I get fucked by souls still. I don't get it, dude. You know, if I had a Call to Arms to boost my life, maybe that would be sweet. Maybe I wouldn't. I wouldn't need it, but I don't. So I've only got 1200 life. Oh, stats real quick. I have enough base strength to use the Demon Limb, which is the highest strength item I have, along with enough base dex to use my Phase Blade. And I don't need this much, but I like to have enough base stuff just to use my gear, and then everything else is gravy. I don't mind having more dex for the attack rating, obviously. The strength gives me probably a little physical damage, and then I dump the rest into vitality. Yeah, so anyways, I didn't know that if you max out light res, it gives you an additional plus 10 lightning res. So, and my Merc gets that actually, so he basically can't die. Oh, my Merc, by the way, Tretch, Crown of Thieves for lifesteal. Tretch, obviously very good, gives you the Fade proc and the attack speed. Crown of Thieves mostly for the dex, the fire res, and the lifesteal. Fucking bail. Let me just get out of here, actually. And then because I didn't have any Crushing Blow before, I use the Hone Sudan that I upped on him. And because I upped it, I actually need the Dexterity from the Crown of Thieves. Um, you know, that's just a neat little piece of synergy there. So we got Lifesteal, and I put a couple Om runes for extra lifesteal in there too. He's not the best merc, but you know, he gets me by. He's a strength merc for the extra physical damage again. On another switch, I've got R, which I use. I've got Cleansing, which I use to clear my merc of poison, since the second wave of Bale can kind of fuck him up. But and then I've got Fanaticism again, which I use for, you know, non-undead physical immunes. But yeah, I mean, like, this character does a lot of damage. You like, if you have an easy run of it, or if you don't have physical immunes, or lightning immunes, you kind of crush a lot of shit. Whoa, Balrog Spear, nice. This is also one of the few builds, and I think this is super fun, that can use Charge as like a killing tool. Because your lightning damage is so high. Man, I really don't want my Merc to die again. Where is he? He's over here. Gosh, why? What's making it so hard for you, dude? So because your Crescent Moon Blade ignores target defense, you can charge pretty much anything without having to worry about hitting it. So low life monsters, you just kind of like charge in one shot, and I think that's really fun. You can't really do that on most other builds. Where are you? Come here. Come here, you. There we go. Let's see, let's boost the attack rating up. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. So there are a couple things that really fuck this guy up, though, still. So, I'm a level 87, and I kind of just have enough skill points to make everything work. I would really like to be level 88 so that I could actually put a point into Salvation. Because without it, Conviction Aura monsters, like, screw me. And I've done a couple Chaos runs recently where the Infectors of Souls spawns with flippin'. Sometimes I do like to switch to my Redemption right in the middle of this just to, like, get some extra life, but also make sure that these guys can't revive their fallen comrades. And this is where I'll switch to that Cleansing Aura so that my Merc doesn't die of poison, and I as well can kind of heal a little bit. Waves 3 and 4 are generally pretty easy. The only real... Ooh, a charm. The danger is my Merc dying of fire damage. So I try to tank that for him. But, you know, you do so much damage to demons because of the laying of hands, like, that your leech is so good that they really just serve as a way to heal you. And most of the time, similar with these guys, unless they spawn with Conviction Aura as well. But I was saying, yeah, so the Conviction Aura, like, fucks me up, and I would like to have Salvation for resistances on my hotkey. Ooh, an Archon Plate. 4 sockets. 4 sockets, honestly, the least useful number of sockets to me. I'm always trying to build more treacheries for the mercs on different characters. This is one of the few Bale waves that is like pretty scary. Oh, he's immune to lightning. Great. Most of the time, I don't have too much trouble with the other ones. This guy is still a little scary. This is where we're going to switch to Fanaticism, and then my Merc and I can just kind of take him down together. Boom. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, this run, I really should redo this, actually, and try and show you some soul runs, because, like, I, like, basically am a Zealer with 40 wasted skill points a lot of the time. You know? It's kind of funny. This is where the boss kill gets a little slow. Or, I mean, his boss kill's not bad, but it's not great. If my Merc was here, though, that would actually definitely help. But you can see every once in a while I'll get those static field procs. and that actually will reduce his HP by quite a large margin. I do like this character a lot too, because as you saw on the level 3, when I was fighting like the physical immune succubi, this character is one of the few melee classes that does not struggle against physical immunes at all. And that's like my primary draw of this character. There we go. Oh, that's kind of a shitty drop. Jagged star. Let's see. Is this any good? Nope. Nope. Trash. This one. Trash. I'm gonna log back in real quick. See if we get souls on this one. If not, then whatever. But like, you know, it'd be interesting for you to see how souls can sometimes mess me up. All right. Looks like. Oh. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna fanaticism these guys down real quick. Looks like we don't have too many souls. But, I mean, like, this is the kind of run, 2 lightning immunes already, where I would primarily not use Holy Shock for the entire level, and it would take quite a while. Yeah, there we go. So, I mean, the souls I still can kill pretty quickly, but, you know, I'm going to be switching between Sanctuary and Fanaticism, and you actually do a decent amount of physical damage. Like, Crescent Moon and a Phase Blade is not a great physical damage weapon. Oh shit, what the fuck? Holy shit. So, alright, well, I actually probably should have switched to Holy Shock just for these guys, because it would help me kill them. And they were kind of messing me up, but... Alright, I ate my words right there. But, most of the time, like, I'm switching between auras, like, pretty regularly. So that, I mean, that is just an interesting part about playing the Paladin in general. Right now I'm just going to proc 95 lightning resistance while I'm fighting other monsters, but boom. Fanaticism again against the fiends. Holy Shock against the serpents. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a very interactive playstyle in that way, where you're constantly swapping between auras. Oh wait, I don't need those. But yeah, Redemption, super useful a lot of the time. Would love to have a point in Salvation. You know, I don't feel like I need to increase Holy Shield at all. I think I will probably dump the rest of my points into Salvation just for the extra lightning damage. But that's the build. That's how you do it. That's how I did it, at least. You know, so I do have a lightsaber. I have a couple other weapons that I considered using. I think this is a pretty sweet weapon, and I was using it for a little bit because, once again, souls were fucking me up so much, but you just do so much more damage with the Crescent Moon that this is definitely the better weapon. This is just the safer weapon. But, I mean, look at that. Lightning absorb 25%, you're taking 50% damage from souls only. That's great. Along with decent magic and lightning damage. But, yeah, Crescent Moon. This is why I built the character, to use this sword. I'm gonna make it work, dude. I'm gonna make it work. Anyways, catch you on the flip side.